States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Rabbi? Okay.
We're in the middle of summer, and those with children at home typically see summer as vacation. Things wind down. We don't need to prepare for school to start, and there are things to pick up. And those without youth at home think similarly because it's how we grew up. Washington and state capital politicians take long summer breaks, especially after the Independence Day holiday weekend. But not us. Those of us who don't have children at home still work. Those who work in real government, where people live, also work. Life never stops, and somebody must be around to do the daily activities of life, making sure that things get done. If we didn't, somebody would complain, and we might be out of a job. All parts of the job still need to be accomplished regardless of who goes on vacation when. Religion functions in the summer too. Like government, God won't take a vacation. Religion is a lifestyle, the sum of all its parts. So too is government. William Carey, a famous Scottish preacher, was also a shoemaker. Even though he was the leader of a great religious movement, he spent the better part of each day practicing his trade. One day somebody asked him what his business was, and he replied, "Well, my business is to extend the kingdom of God to people's hearts, but I repair shoes to pay expenses." In truth, every day is a messenger of God. God places choices before us daily so that no one can isolate oneself from ethical issues. Those who sit in seclusion or retreat to ivory towers or stay out of politics or dodge issues or think they will find salvation by a few pious words are sadly mistaken. We cannot rise to God by stepping on the heads of people. We cannot hate people during the week and love God on Saturday or Sunday. Religion is the sum of all its parts. Government, too, is the sum of all its parts. We don't get a vacation from running the city, unlike Washington might. Life goes on. Issues still must be decided. The process is still thoughtful and ethical. Citizens must still be engaged and problems solved, plus the regular maintenance and issues. While we wish to take off days and enjoy our lovely environment, it's not easy when we're responsible for it. We continue to make this a better place. We must remember to find our work running it is also rewarding and filling it because of that. And we can still try to carve out some time to enjoy it. As city business continues, may these thoughts help keep work in perspective and remind us that we are the sum of all its parts.
Rabbi Roscoe from Temple Israel, thank you very much and amen.
He said he let it out by the time the pledge got done, but he lied to you, so I think you should forgive him.
Thank you. All right.
It's working, John?
Okay, you ready now?
I'm ready.
He hasn't touched it yet.
Good morning, afternoon.
You have nothing down below?
I have nothing down below.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion, we approve the minutes of the July 5th, 2017 meetings. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
I'll go right into Fire District correspondence. The Manorville and Riverhead Fire Districts submitted their 2016 financial audit reports. Under correspondence, Patricia Carey from the Riverhead Garden Club submitted a letter requesting the funds promised from the town to finish the Boxwood Garden Restoration Project. Bob Kalin sent a letter encouraging the town to implement new rules for special events, that's the Chapter 255, in the town of Riverhead, with emphasis on the difficult traffic situations created by bicycle bike-a-thon type events. How do you say that?
Eminem.
Eminem? Okay, Riverhead Corp. and Eminem 1888 Corp. Sent a petition to extend the boundary of the Riverhead Sewer District to include the premises described as Sudbury County Tax Map number 600-124-4-10. Under reports, the tax receiver utility collection report for June was $284,042.09. Town clerk monthly report for June was $10,454.12. Riverhead Police Department submitted their May monthly report, and that's it.
All right. Any other town board reports?
I just want to report that Live at 25 was canceled last week because of the deluge and thunderstorms we had. But next week, Thursday, it will be Live at 25, starting at 5 o'clock and lasting until 9. So come down to Main Street and enjoy yourself. There'll be bands in the street. The bars will have sitting outside. Also, there'll be people selling some wares there. So come on down, you're gonna have a great time. And the rain date, we don't have a rain date yet.
August 31st.
The 31st, August 31st is the rain date, so we're gonna have it on August 31st. So we're sorry that happened. And
Well-
also, I think,
Yeah,
you
but-
have something to say about your thing on
Yeah,
Friday.
the concert series was canceled as well, but that's all right, we'll make that up at the end of the year as well, so we'll just add on another date, so.
That's it.
But on a different note, everybody knows Warren McKnight, the banjo player that plays around Main Street. Well, he lost his wife, who passed away over the weekend. So just remember Warren in your prayers. If you see him on the street, you know, give him your condolences to him. He's a good man, and he married a good many years.
I didn't know that. Thank you, Jim. Anybody else? All right. We have two public hearings. The first one scheduled for 2:05. It is now 2:06. We'll open up the public hearing for the consideration of a proposed local law to amend Chapter 301 entitled Zoning and Land Development of the Riverhead Town Code, Hamlet Residential HR Zoning District, Section 301-48 Uses. And Charles Cuddy, I believe you're here for the applicant. Do you want to present this? Bob, do you want to say any more?
Well, I'll just make some preliminary comments. I'm sure Mr. Cuddy will want to make some.
Not the
follow-up
applicant, I'm sorry. You weren't the applicant. I should have said that.
Yeah, the proposed legislation would add an additional special permitted use, which would be labeled small animal rehabilitation, which is conducted by a licensed rehabilitator. There are a number of conditions which are attached to this particular special permit use within the Hamlet Residential Zoning District. That's the only one that would be, at this time, having this use added if this is adopted. There are 8 conditions, including condition that the rehabilitation area not be greater than 750 square feet, that it be enclosed, that the applicant who would be conducting the small animal rehabilitation would be a New York State DEC rehabilitator. No fees are charged, no signs posted. I think we also had, that's not open to the public, so public shall not have access to it. It's going to be just to surrender the animal, the small animal that needs to be rehabbed. No paid employees or staff, except that there's nothing in that would prevent them from having an assistant who's a volunteer and not paid. And then also that all waste be placed in closed containers and disposed off-site, not less than 2 times weekly. So that's what's being proposed by
Thank
this
you.
change.
Thank you, Bob. Mr. Cuddy, would you like to add to this?
Yes, I
Public
think
hearing.
that this proposal is, as Bob has just indicated, quite restricted. To have 9 actually additional items, because you have to be a resident also, is very limiting in the type of activity that can go on in the site. The idea is to have this inside so that there's no noise, there's no smell, there's no problems that come with having something outside of the building. Again, it's very limited, and this is just to adopt this type of code provision. You then have to go to have a special permit, which means there are 13 more conditions that you have to adhere to. So no one is in jeopardy of having probably a bad situation arise from this very limited type of use. And I think it's appropriate. I think it's certainly going to help people that do this type of work. They're all non-profit people. They don't gain anything from it. There's no income that they make from this type of activity. So I would ask the board to seriously consider it, and I believe it's appropriate to adopt it, and I think there are other people who want to speak on behalf of the applicant.
Okay. Does anybody else wish to be heard on behalf of this section of the town code? Yes, proposed section of town code. Please come up to the microphone and just state your name and affiliation for the record, or Hamlet.
My name is Ginny Frady.
You can pull it down.
I'm the executive director of the Evelyn Alexander Wildlife Rescue Center in Hampton Bays. Many of you know our work already. We rescue and rehabilitate sick and injured wildlife on Long Island's East End. I would like to ask your support of this resolution, which would amend the town code, basically to allow a small wildlife rehabilitation into the list of activities permitted and specifically to allow the Turtle Rescue of the Hamptons to continue to operate and perform this worthwhile service. Many years ago, wildlife rehabilitation was nothing more than kind people bringing wounded animals home and trying their best to help them with a limited amount of knowledge and resources. Since then, the field has grown, with professionals becoming licensed, starting a nonprofit, attending continuing education classes to learn the best way to care for injured wildlife. And all this came about as it became apparent that our relentless development on the habitats that these wildlife live in has caused wildlife to come into conflict with humans more and more often, resulting in injury to the animal. In particular, the species we're talking about here, of course, turtles. There's no odors, there's no noise that turtles, offer up. The beloved harmless turtles, they eventually have to cross our roads as they find suitable habitat to lay their eggs. When they cross the road, it often ends up in a disastrous situation. We need to help them. Most of the species of turtles have a conservation status of special concern with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. So I feel it's the responsible thing to do, to allow them to continue their noble work of fixing these animals, get them back out in the wild. I have known Karen Testa of the Turtle Rescue for many years, and she has turned the organization into a well-run professional nonprofit that follows all the standards of the International Wildlife Rehabilitation Council and the National Wildlife Rehabilitation Association. So I'm hoping the town of Riverhead will take the lead, and hopefully other towns will follow suit. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Does anybody else wish to be heard on this subject?
Yes, good afternoon.
If you could just state your name and hamlet or affiliation for the record, that would be
Yes,
wonderful.
I'm Frank Blangiardo, and I have my home and farm on Manor Lane, immediately on the same side of Manor Lane as the applicant, or Ms. Testa, and the Turtle Rescue. I would just like to say that they've been wonderful neighbors, and we haven't had one problem with the Turtle Rescue. I don't want to stick my neck out, supervisor on behalf of the turtles, but they're not breaking the speed limit. We don't have any other violations involving Ms. Testa. They're doing a great job, and we welcome them. They've been terrific neighbors, as I say. We haven't had one problem with them, and as a matter of fact, we had one instance where there was a large snapper turtle, and we called someone, and they immediately took it. It was the largest snapper turtle I've ever seen. I don't know what it was doing in the middle of a field, but they venture out, I guess, looking for water or whatever. But they they do a service. Many of the children love to use the center, and they're just a good neighbor.
All right.
That's all I wanted to say.
Mr. Longiano,
Thank you.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Does anybody else wish to be heard on this subject?
Hi, I'm Ken Zahler. I do not have any affiliation. I heard that this hearing was taking place, and I just wanted to point out that almost 20 years ago, I became aware of the situation with the old Okinos. And along with Riverhead's Community Development Agency person, Andrea Lonice, and Riverhead's accountant, Jack Hansen, I took over chairmanship of the group, and we filed bankruptcy for Okinos and emerged as the foundation, and has done terrific work. And this group actually benefits the foundation in that some of the burden and some of the obligations are now shared. Okinos formerly and foundation presently is not the only entity given this job. They do great work. I've driven by their spot. I've looked in, and I can't imagine, as Mr. Blangiardo said, I can't imagine what any problems would be, and I support them.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Zeller. Does anybody else wish to be heard on this matter? All right, not seeing, oh, yes, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Teresa Galo Pratt. I'm the president of Stars in the Forest Wildlife Rehabilitation. I'm a state and federally licensed wildlife rehabilitator. My facility is in Riverhead, and I just want to say that I think Karen should be allowed to continue doing what she's doing. She's providing a very important service to the community and also to the police department. I know that the police have called me many times regarding animals in the road, and I know that Karen gets calls as well. So not only is she a valuable resource for the community and also the police department, and I would like to reiterate what Ginny had mentioned, that there are no smells and noises coming from the turtles. So I think she should be allowed to continue what she's doing. It's very valuable to the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, does anybody else wish to be heard on the subject?
That snapper turtle got you to be hearing the noise now.
All right, we'll close the public comment portion, leave it open to written comments for July 28th, 4:30 in the town clerk's office. So we have a second public hearing, and that was scheduled for 2:15. It is now 2:16. This is a consideration of a proposed local law to amend Chapter 217 entitled Administration and Enforcement of the Uniform Code of the Town Code, Article 1, Administration and Enforcement, Section 217-12, Building Fees. Bob, do you want to just give us a quick synopsis of this?
Yeah, real quick, as I think some of those who've been watching are aware, the County of Suffolk, town also started looking at this, are looking to improve the existing septic and cesspool systems in the county, so that hopefully there's less nitrogen and other waste going into the groundwater. County, I think, has started July 1st, is looking to have people who are doing work replace those existing septic and cesspool systems with an approved system that's under the Suffolk County Septic Improvement Program. I guess different communities are treating it differently. Speaking with our building department, because there is an electrical component and other components, they will be asking applicants to file a building permit in order so that we can at least look at and make sure that the work is being done in accordance with New York State standards. What this proposal would do would add a new subsection so that the fees associated with those upgrades would be free of charge. There would be no fee.
And these are basically, the county asked us to do this, and the other municipalities throughout Long Island, throughout Suffolk County are doing this because the county is providing substantial grants along with low-interest loans with Bridgehampton National Bank, and so the county's position was, and I think our position probably will be, that if the county is going to be putting this grant money forward, that Riverhead could at least waive the fees. Does anybody wish to be heard on this public hearing? All right.
I think it's a small fee to waive, in my opinion, for the great work towards water quality.
All right, good. Not hearing anybody else or seeing anybody else, we'll close public comment portion, leave it open for written comment until July 28th, 4:30 in the town clerk's office. Thank you. All right, we're going to open comments for resolutions. Does anybody wish to comment on any of the resolutions in the packet? Sal must be on vacation. All right, Diane, let's take up resolutions.
That was fast. Okay. Resolution 537.
2017 EPCAL budget adoption. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter. I'm sorry.
We'll transfer money from Park and Rec fees so we can build a small child's playground there, so I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 538.
2013 Millbrook Gables Playground Project, number 70130, capital projects closure. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Another playground, I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 539.
All right, this has to be amended. This was to be reduced by, was it, I left my piece. $410. So the ambulance, $6,800. It'll be amended from 6,800 in the from column and also 6,800 to the to columns. Everybody okay with that?
6810 or 6800?
6,800.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so Jody, will you move as amended?
Move it as amended. The ambulance equipment budget adjustment. So moved as amended.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded as amended. Vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 540.
2017 Horton Avenue budget adoption. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 541.
Authorize funding application to New York State for consolidation funding application CFA for strategic planning and feasibility study, round number 7. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 542.
It's a secret resolution regarding the application for Empire State Development Corporation's Consolidated Funding Application, Round 7, for Strategic Planning and Feasibility Study Grant. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 543.
Ratifies the promotion of Police Officer Edward Carey to the position of Detective Grade 3. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten. Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 544.
Amends resolution number 514. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 545.
Accepts the resignation of a maintenance mechanic 1. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 546.
It appoints a call-in detention attendant. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 547.
Appoints a seasonal traffic control officer. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 548.
Appoint seasonal lifeguards to the Recreation Department. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 549.
Appoint a call-in chaperone to the Recreation Department. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 550.
This ratifies the appointment of a seasonal park attendant to the Recreation Department. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 551.
Ratifies the appointment of a seasonal park attendant to the Recreation Department. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 552.
I'd like to make an amendment to Resolution 552 and adding another name, John P. O'Dowd, to the resolution.
How did, is Ray?
I spoke to Ray by phone.
This is a ratification. Are you sure it's-
Did he already start this job?
This is a ratified, this resolution is ratified.
Ratify it?
Right.
Okay. All right.
Do we know when this person started?
No, he didn't. So we can't ratify it, okay. Okay,
I can ratify it next
Have you heard anything about
next
this?
time we can, yeah. Okay, we'll do it next,
We'll do it next time. If
Yeah.
We don't know what it is. so
okay.
Ray should have come.
He's in a meeting.
Oh, well, he should have come anyway, sent somebody. We'll take it up next meeting.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. So move it as amended then.
No, not as amended. Just
Not,
move it.
excuse me, move it as is.
As is.
As is.
I ratifies the appointment of a seasonal recreation aide to the Recreation Department. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 553.
Amends the salary of the recreation employees. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 554.
This adopts a local law to add Chapter 250 entitled Municipal Building Energy Benchmarking of the Code of the Town of Riverhead. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution, hold on. I'm getting there. 555.
Approves Chapter 255 application of Jamesport Fire Department to conduct the Fireman's Carnival, July 19th through July 22nd. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Oh, I'm all off here.
It's okay.
Okay, Hubbard,
Yes.
Wooten,
That's tomorrow, yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
What time is lineup for the parade, do you know?
It's normally 6, we
It's
start.
only 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Resolution 556.
I didn't get that, but.
Approves the application for
Nobody-
fireworks permit of Jamesport Fire Department for Saturday, July 22nd, 2017. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 557.
Approves Chapter 255 application of Peconic Bay Medical Center, Northwell Health, Family Festival, August 9th through August 12th, 2017. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 558.
This approves the Chapter 255 application of the Polish Town Civic Association Incorporated for the Polish Town Street Fair and Festival, August 19th and 20th, 2017. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 559.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute a one-year renewal to the professional services agreement with Hughes and Fourth Development, Inc. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes, this is for the software, yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 560.
Approve settlement of legal action by the town of Riverhead against Maria Carson et al. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 561.
Authorized agreement with Long Island Sports Park regarding premises known as 149 Edwards Avenue, Calverton. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
I don't know what this is, so I have
This
to,
is Barbara, as far as Calverton links.
Rugged race.
Was a
What
step
are we
to them
doing with
that we
that?
were gonna
Huh?
allow the Rugged Maniac race there, but they were agreeing not to hold any other events until they come within compliance.
I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution
That's an unhappy
adopted.
yes, if there can be such a thing.
Resolution 562.
Well, you gotta think about their face, so let's see if it comes true. All right, 562 approves the Chapter 255 application of Rugged Races LLC for a 5K obstacle race entitled The Rugged Maniac,
This is
starring Sean Walker.
Yeah.
Saturday, July 22nd, 2017. So moved.
You saw me,
I'll second
moved and
that.
seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 563.
Resolution memorializing support of East Hampton Town's proposed amendment to the FAA reauthorization legislation to clarify the 2005 settlement agreement between the town of East Hampton and the FAA. So moved.
Seconded.
Oh my goodness, Tim. Moved and seconded, this is the one we get the emails on?
Yes.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes, this is lending support to the town of East Hampton in regards to the helicopter noise and seaplane noise and et al. Regarding what's going on out in East Hampton with their airport. So we're just lending a hand of support in their endeavor, which in the long run will hopefully help our endeavor in reducing the noise that we have in the skies from helicopters, the repeated noise over and over again. So I definitely vote yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 564.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post public notice to consider a local law to add a new chapter 301 entitled Zoning and Land Development of the Riverhead Town Code. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 565.
Approves Chapter 255 application of Riverhead Foundation for Marine Research and Preservation. 20th Annual 5K Run for the Rudley, Sunday, October 22nd, 2017. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 566.
This amends the bylaws of the Senior Citizen Advisory Council. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 567.
Authorizes the Town of Riverhead Senior Citizen Advisory Council to facilitate an invitation to the Riverhead business community to participate in a Senior Citizen Discount Week, December 3rd through the 10th of 2017. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
How old do you have to be?
60.
Damn.
Close, close.
Resolution 568.
Appoints a member to the Senior Citizen Advisory Council. So moved.
Then seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
We have a bunch of
Resolution
these, don't we?
569.
Can we, join all these together, all about
560.
a reappointment of members
One's
to the, Senior Advisory Committee?
569 through
to,
One's
570.
appointment, some are reappoints. Does that matter?
73?
569 through 574.
All right, 569, I'll read them. 569, appoints a member to the Senior Advisory Council.
They all do the
570,
same.
reappoints member to the Senior Advisory Council. 571, reappoints member to the Senior Advisory Council. 572, reappoints member to the Senior Advisory Council. 573, reappoints member to the Senior Advisory Council. 574, reappoints member to the Senior Advisory Council. I should have read the names.
So,
Can we move 569 to 574 together?
yes.
As a motion?
So move.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Okay. Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolutions 569 through 574 are adopted. Resolution 575.
Extends bid contract for water meters and accessory equipment or reasonable equivalent and repair to meter reading equipment for the Riverhead Water District. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 576.
Approves change order number 1, installation of variable frequency drives at plant number 10. So moved.
Then seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 577.
Pay the bills.
I'll second.
So move.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
All right, so what, I have 578, you want to take off the floor. Why do I have 472, authorize supervisor to execute an agreement with National Fire Service Safety
We
Solutions?
tabled that. Want to table it?
This has got to be on.
Oh, we
the table.
tabled this.
Yeah.
Extend tabling.
Did you guys get I did not.
Dan has said that it's something that our fire marshal.
Larry, you gotta turn that down. I'd rather it be low.
Because your computer's close to the mic.
Just turn it down.
It's something that our fire marshal can know how to do, and it's something that Dan has looked at.
Right.
And we have to do it. Okay, so can I get a motion to
I
untable
make a motion that we
472?
untable, resolution 472 and, have it moved today. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and second to untable 472.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 472 is untabled.
All right, can I,
Mr. Hubbard?
somebody move 472?
You wanna
Tim?
move it?
Sure. Authorizes supervisor to execute an agreement with National Fire and Safety Solutions, Inc. So moved.
And I second it.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes. Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 472 is adopted.
And now I'd like to take resolution 578 off the floor, and, the supervisor will read the
That
title.
authorizes the town supervisor to execute a participation agreement for designated parties regarding the Alive on 25 Street Festival on Thursday nights, July 13th, July 27th, August 10th, August 24th, with a rain date of August 31st. from 5 PM to 9:30 PM with the Riverhead Business Improvement District Management Association, Inc., along Main Street between Griffin Avenue and Union Avenue. And this is the one on the insurance issue? Okay.
I move to take it off the floor. Resolution 578, so moved.
Moved and seconded to take off the floor. Vote, please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 578 is taken off the floor.
Okay, I make a motion to move Resolution 578. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Okay, now we open the public comment, the town board meeting for public comments. We ask you to limit your comments to 5 minutes. Does anybody wish to be heard today?
Good afternoon.
How you doing, sir? If you could state your name and affiliation for the record?
Yes, John McAuliffe. I'm representing the Coalition Against EPCAL Housing.
Okay, how you doing, Mr. McAuliffe? We'd ask you to limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Yes. On, the town sent a letter on June 28th, the lawyers for the town, to the lawyers for the potential purchaser of EPCAL, in which it said that they must have provided a final draft agreement by the 17th of July, and that there would be a resolution adopted at this board meeting on the 18th of July concerning the qualified and eligible hearing. So
they did do that. They sent us their final comments, and our attorneys are reviewing them, and our attorneys advised us that we should not adopt anything today because they met with the spirit and intent of that letter.
Okay, in other words, you're holding the resolution to another meeting, is that?
I don't want to say we're holding the resolution to another meeting. We are actively negotiating the contract. If it doesn't come to fruition that we can come to terms, then there will be a resolution. But our lawyers advised us that because they did meet the letter and intent of the intent of that letter, that we should hold off, and so we are in negotiations.
Right, the news review article today, that was posted today, characterized what they had sent as comments
I'm not going to comment
on the
news
draft.
review.
So,
I'm
but you're,
I'm not going to comment on the news
but your
review.
lawyers said that what they sent was a final
What I'm saying,
agreement to the final draft, is
I
that?
I didn't read news reviews, sir. I stated what I stated. We are negotiating, we are responding to them now. There's not too much
So
more.
your view is they have submitted a final draft, and you're now responding to that?
Our view is, as I said.
They submitted their final.
Do you have anything else further?
So we now simply wait. Well, yes, the second question is this new financing that has been reported. Does that have any implication for the ultimate end use of the land in EPCAL?
I think it's too early to answer that question, sir.
Okay, all right.
All right, thank you. Does anybody else wish to be heard this morning, afternoon?
Phil Barbado, representing the Coalition Against Housing at EPCAL and the Riverhead Neighborhood Preservation Coalition. I think, in essence, it's fair to say that a reasonable person would say that this deal is now dead, and it's a perfect opportunity for us to revisit the zoning code for this area and to take out the part that allows for residential housing as a supportive use. We've drafted a proposed resolution that would do just that, and I would like to just hand that out to you
thank you.
at this
You
point.
can submit it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Diane?
Phil, will you talk? You done?
Laura Jen Smith from Laurel. From what you said, Sean, I'm going to assume that you do not have the final draft agreement that was stated in the letter. So is there a new deadline date set for the final draft agreement to be delivered to you?
As I stated, our attorneys received comments. They have advised us that we should not do anything at this meeting until the comments are completely responded to, so the ball is in the town's court now.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, because we did hire the two separate attorneys, and originally this was stated as a simple real estate transaction, and that both attorneys were qualified to handle this deal, yet they sent a letter with a sort of a drop-dead date for a final draft agreement, and that date has come and gone. So that concerns me a little bit.
Okay.
Also, the other question that I have, if this is truly an extension request that we're getting, and we still have not seen a dime,
Laura,
would
there's
it be
no-
prudent for the
Laura,
town to
Laura,
start
there's no
asking for a
extra.
non-refundable deposit, so that we know that there is a commitment from the buyer, I'm assuming the buyer is still Illuminati, for this property? I think the town was well within its rights to ask for some money down at this point, when the deadline was not made on the 17th.
Okay, is that
Thank
it?
you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments?
Catherine Kemp, Bating Hollow.
Hello,
I'm a little
Ms. Kemp.
shorter. As a resident in Riverhead, I have serious concerns about the deal with Daniel Preston at EPCAL. It seems as though this deal's been problematic from the beginning, and also information regarding this transaction has certainly not been readily available to the public. So I do have to question the push to sell this valuable parcel in our town as opposed to leasing it.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other comments?
Good afternoon, Mike Foley in Reeves Park.
Hello.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well, thanks. There has obviously been a tremendous amount of interest in EPCAL and in Illuminati that went from Facebook to the oil billionaire from Northville. Reading from afar, in my winter home in Florida, I saw problems with Northville where there were fuel trucks that were going to create safety hazards. The town board listened to the objections and ultimately sided with the residents of Northville and banned that. In EPCAL and Illuminati, Daniel Preston has been quoted as saying he has absolutely no interest in residential development. And I think the two things involving both of these issues are the core of the problems that Riverhead has with both of these projects. And it would seem to me, with a new player coming in with deep pockets, that could possibly terminate the fuel issue by establishing something in EPCAL. And Daniel Preston, as an aviation dreamer, looking to establish a Silicon Valley of aviation, creating thousands of high-tech jobs, that if there was just a little bit of compromise in the agreement, where Castamatidis would I'm sorry if I mispronounce his name, would abandon his expansion and his trucking of fuel from Northville, and now terminated in EPCAL, and have Mr. Preston abandon any residential real estate concerns, that this really could be a win-win situation. I understand that there has been a lot of frustration and there has been a lot of disagreement as to what the purpose of this property should be. As far as I'm concerned right now, Sean, it would seem to me that if we can have an aviation renaissance in Riverhead, if we could eliminate fuel truck deliveries in Northville, that this truly could be really a no-risk situation for the town. They grabbed the $40 million. We hope they do well. If it doesn't work out, Castamatidis' net worth is $4 billion. He just lost 1% of his net worth. Daniel Preston, given a shot. We understand that he is an intelligent guy that has been a successful entrepreneur. As far as I'm concerned, I think if this board can get those kind of conditions as an agreement, that you could put something together that really has very little downside risk. And I would encourage you to do that.
That's what we're looking at, Mike.
I'm sorry?
We are looking at that.
Listen, again, the way it was described to me, and Jody was quoted on something a day or two ago that made a lot of sense to me, that there's be some kind of a conditional purchase based on performance. If that was something that was on the table when this happened, maybe that could be used to sculpt a final agreement that would be beneficial to all of the residents of the community and possibly generate some taxes that would keep our real estate taxes level. So that's my comment on EPCAL, and I appreciate the time to do it.
Mike.
Before I leave, I just want to mention, as a board member of Sound Park Heights, and I was not speaking as one just now, I'll just like to commend you, Sean, for having these quarterly civic association roundtables. You've been doing it now consistently for years. I've been at every one as a member of Sound Park Heights under the community awareness for the last 2 or 3 years. And it's enlightening to us to see a number of common problems in all of the communities, and giving everybody a chance to hear it, giving you a chance to respond to it, and getting tremendous updates from Jill, who has really done follow-ups on these quarterly civic roundtable meetings that really let us know that the town is listening and, where possible, responding, and where not, at least giving us an answer as to why you're not responding. Really, to me, is town government at its best, and I want to commend you for that. And finally, I just want to say, there was a shareholders meeting about a week and a half ago. One of the things that came out of the last round table was the illegal rentals that were happening, and that the town has hired some code enforcement personnel. And Jill gave me the opportunity the night after that meeting to sit down with Eric Howard for a few minutes. He's a new guy in charge of code enforcement. And at the civic meeting, a suggestion was made that Eric develop kind of a one-sheet cheat sheet of what the rules are, what the illegalities are of code enforcement, what the fines are, and who to call. And I invited him at that time and did not know if he was going to come because he's a young man with a young family. But he showed up with Councilman Hubbard, who was also wonderful, listened to every Reeves Park resident's concerns, came back to the sound board within 48 hours with answers and everything else addressing the issues. And we now have this code enforcement sheet to refer to. And I just, again, want to say, you guys did a great job on that. I look forward to working with Eric, and it's always good to hear people that are responding to the real problems that are going on in the small communities of Riverhead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Does anybody else wish to be heard today? Not seeing anybody. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn the town board meeting, so move.
Seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. We sit adjourned.
Gee, it wasn't
Take it out with his
the
son-in-law.
meeting, it was the Sound Head shareholders meeting. They asked him to go in regards to that.